Hi, and welcome to this video in which we will learn everything about containers in HTML. What are containers in HTML? This? Or that? Obviously, containers in HTML are not cargo containers on a ship. So let me reveal the secret. The most important container elements in HTML are the div and span containers. Okay, so without any more talking, let's start learning and jump into the code. A container in HTML is a specific HTML element which contains multiple other HTML elements, like in this example where we have a container that contains multiple content elements like paragraphs or images. So let's have a closer look at the div container first. The div container is a so-called block container. Block containers take up the full width of the screen. We will add two different div containers now. Both will just contain a little text, container 1 and container 2. And the browser will show both containers in a new line each, because each of the containers will take up the full width of the screen. The other important container which is commonly used in HTML is the so-called span container. Other than the div container, the span container is an inline container and not a block container. Inline containers have the width of its contents and not of the full screen. Because of that, the browser shows the containers in the same line and not in new lines like block containers. Next, we are going to compare div and span containers side by side, to make the differences between block and inline containers more clear. Let's zoom into the browser preview and have a look at the containers. The two div containers, container 1 and container 2, are in separate lines because they take the full width of the screen. And the two inline containers are displayed in the same line. If we add a third inline container 3, it will be displayed in the same line as inline container 1 and inline container 2. In the other videos of this HTML series, you have already learned about many different HTML elements. What if I tell you that many of those elements are either inline or block elements, just as the div and the span container? Hyperlinks, for example, are inline elements. Let's add the link below the span containers and have a look at the browser. We will see that the link will be displayed in the same line as the span containers. Text paragraphs, on the other hand, are block containers, for example. Let's add two text paragraphs below the span containers to demonstrate this. When we have a look at the browser again, we will notice that both text paragraphs will be displayed below each other. The link is displayed in a new line now, because we have added the text paragraphs before the link. So let's add a second link below the first link to make clear that links are really inline elements and are displayed in the same line. Let's also add a placeholder href attribute to the links, so the links will be clickable and shown in the default link color. Now check out the browser again and you will see that the links will be displayed in the same line. If we are going to wrap the links in div containers, they will be displayed in a new line each, because their parent element is a block element. Have a look at the browser and you will see both links in a new line. So we have reached the end of this video about containers in HTML. I hope you liked it and you learned a lot. To support my work, please make sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on any content about learning to code. So happy coding and see you next time.